We live. We are live. I'm gonna give a few minutes for a few people to join. Then I'm gonna run down the various topics in the itinerary. All praises to the Most High for letting us see another day, right? Yeah. Welcome to K.O.I Conversations, episode 3, The World in Turmoil. This episode is brought to you by me. I laugh at bad jokes. It is what it is. Yup. All right, we're going to wait about 30 more seconds and then I'm going to go ahead and get it rolling. Gonna get it rolling. Give people a little time to get in here. Let's see here. Got that ready. All right, let me go here. Got that ready. Got that ready. All right. All right. Welcome to my live. This is my third one. All right. K.O.I Conversations, episode 3. All right. The World in Turmoil. And we got a few things to talk about today. I'm going to have some fun with it. You know what I'm saying? Got an action-packed hour for you, if we want to say that. All right. Well, I'm gonna try to make it an hour. Might be a little bit longer or a little bit shorter, but we're gonna try to keep it in that little range right there. So let's see here. First thing first, let us praise the Most High, exalt him, all right, give him his esteem, his honor, and his reverence that he is due. He is the only one worthy of that. All right, over here, we don't do the New Testament. All right, we don't do any religion at all. All right, we simply read in the Tanakh the instructions of the Most High, and we try to do what we read. All right, there is no New Testament salvific son that has died for the sins of everybody that can save them. All right, we know that the Most High alone, the Almighty alone, he is the source and the power, and he does the saving. All right, that's what his word says, and that's his word, and so we're gonna stick to it. All right, I want to give him all praise, like I said. The Yod, the Hey, the Wah, the Hey. All right, that's the 4 Hebrew original letters, the Paleo Hebrew, however you want to look at it or take it. It's called the Tetragrammaton, and I believe that the name spells Yahuwah. All right, I'm standing on that. So next we'll do the scripture of the week. All right, and we're gonna go into Joel because I want to. Everybody has been seeing the information put out there on this eclipse. Excuse me, but I don't think a lot of people. Well, don't get me wrong. Millions and millions of people are tying this eclipse to biblical elements, right? But most of them are they're not looking at it. They're thinking that this eclipse is a sign that their Messiah is coming back and stuff. But I wanna read something real quick. All right. Let's see here. We're gonna go into Joel chapter 2. All right, and I'm gonna read the first 6 or 7 verses in Joel chapter 2. All right, and I'm reading from my Safari app Tanakh. All right, so in my Safari app, there are 4 chapters in Joel, not 3. I think the KJV has 3 chapters, but in the Safari in the Tanakh, in this particular Tanakh, it has 4 chapters. So I'm gonna read some of the verses in Joel chapter 2, then I'm gonna read some of the verses in Joel chapter 3 to finish it off. All right, so Joel 2 verse 1: Blow a horn in Zion, sound an alarm on my holy mount. Let all dwellers on earth tremble, for the day of Yahuwah has come. It is close. I don't know if this eclipse is, I don't know if this eclipse is the sign of the day of Yahuwah, but I believe that the day of Yah is upon us. All right. I don't know if that's going to happen during the eclipse, a year after the eclipse, 5 years after the eclipse. But I believe we're in the last days of this time on earth. All right. Something's coming. All right. A day of darkness and gloom. Pay attention to what's going to happen on the day of Yah. All right. A day of darkness and gloom. A day of dense cloud spread like soot over the hills. A vast, enormous horde. Nothing like it has ever happened, and it shall never happen again through the years and ages. All right. So while the New Testament is preaching this glorious return of their Messiah, that ain't what the end is going to look like. All right. And I just want those of y'all who, all right, I'm back. I pushed my screen and it messed me up. My fault. But I don't want those who over here on my channel absorbing this information to get it twisted. The day of Yah is dreadful, and we supposed to not be wanting it to come because it's gonna be so bad. You know what I'm saying? So, all right, it says a day of darkness and gloom, a day of dense cloud, spread like soot over the hills, a vast, enormous horde. Nothing like it has ever happened, and it shall never happen again. Think about that. Through the years and ages. Their vanguard is a consuming fire, their rear guard a devouring flame. Before them, the land was like the Garden of Eden, behind them a desolate waste. Nothing has escaped them. They have the appearance of horses, they gallop just like steeds, with a clatter as of chariots, they bound on the hilltops, with a noise like a blazing fire, consuming straw, like an enormous horde, arrayed for battle. Peoples tremble before them, all faces turn ashen. They rush like warriors, they scale a wall like fighters, and each keeps to his own track. Their paths never cross. Not a single one jostles another. Each keeps to his own course, and should they fall through a loophole, they do not get hurt. This sounds like an army that is undefeatable. That not only are they gruesome and very and violent and scary, all right, but they don't even get hurt, sound like. All right. So in verse 10 says, before them earth trembles, heaven shakes, sun and moon are darkened, and stars withdraw their brightness. Sounds like an eclipse to me. You mentioned the sun and moon at the same time, in the sky at the same time. All right. And the sky goes dark. Sounds like an eclipse to me. And Yahuwah roars aloud at the head of the divine army, for vast indeed is this host. Numberless are those that do the mighty one's bidding. For great is the day of Yahuwah, most terrible, who can endure it? All right. Yet even now, says Yahuwah, turn back to me with all your hearts, and with fasting, weeping, and lamenting. All right. So now let me go ahead and read verse 13 before I move on. It says, rend your hearts rather than your garments, and turn back to Yahuwah your mighty one. For he is gracious and compassionate, slow to anger, abounding in kindness, and renouncing punishment. All right. So let me move to Joel chapter 3 now and finish up my thought on this. All right, on the words of the Most High. Says, after that, I will pour out my Ruach on all flesh, spirit Ruach. Your sons and daughters shall prophesy, your elders shall dream dreams, and your youths shall see visions. I will pour out my ruach upon male and female slaves in those days. Before the great and terrible day of Yahuwah comes, I will set portents in the sky and on earth. Portent meaning signs. All right. We're fixing to see a big sign tomorrow, in my opinion. It's going to be a huge sign. And I'm not a prophet, so I can't prognosticate or tell you exactly what the sign means, but I do think it's for the nation of Israel, or it's for the nations, all right, or it's for a combination of both to show us both. All right, Israel, all right, what I said about y'all is fixing to happen, and the nations, what I've said about y'all is fixing to happen. This could be that. All right, I'm not sure, but I'm preparing myself. All right, and I'm just sharing information so you guys can maybe prepare yourselves as well. All right, it says, the sun shall turn into darkness and the moon into blood. Verse 5. But everyone who invokes God's name, it says right there, but we know it right there in the Hebrew, it says his name, Yod-Heh-Wah-Heh, Yahuwah. Everyone who invokes Yahuwah, not no JC New Testament Messiah, not no Islamic Allah or any other name that people might be calling him. You throw these various Hebrew names on various other people, all right, in these various other religions. No, we have to invoke the Almighty alone. That's it, just him. All right, and who knows? All right, because the Most High he seeks your heart. All right, so since the Most High seeks your heart, if someone might be calling on the wrong name, but he knows the intentions of that heart and what that person, that man or woman has done for him, and that they have turned away from those religions, he might save you. You know, he might save me. All right, and I keep it a buck like that. All right, for there shall be a remnant on Mount Zion and in Jerusalem, as Yahuwah promised. Anyone who invokes the Mighty One's name will be among the survivors. All right. Yod-Heh-Wah-Heh, Yahuwah. All right, let me look in the live chat real quick, see what I can see. Shalom, strangers among Israel. Shalom, Yashabam. All right. Hope everything's going well with you guys today. All right. Now let's get back on track. Let's do our quote of the week. All right. Our quote of the week comes from I decided to pick an athlete this time. So the great Jackie Robinson. All right. You guys know he was one of the athletes that helped break the color barriers in this country. All right. His quote is, "Life is not a spectator sport. If you're going to spend your whole life in the grandstand just watching what goes on, in my opinion, you're wasting your life." And so basically what Jackie Robinson is saying right there is we got to be a part of what's going on in this world, all right, especially in captivity, all right. I'm not saying that we are to absorb the ways of this nation and the ways of these different people that are oppressing us. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is there are various people out there that need our help because we are the lights of the world. Once we have discovered who we are and what we represent to the Father, and that we're his chosen, we have to put the wisdom of the Father into the world. And you can't do that just from your dining room or just from your living room sofa. All right. So that's why we just kind of do, we do our thing. We go out there and we're positive and we share information, all right, that will help somebody grow in their life. All right. And even if they don't believe like us, I have a bunch of people at my job that look forward to conversing with me just because of my perspective. And a lot of times I don't offer any direct biblical scripture wisdom, but what I do offer is a perspective from that just comes simply from righteousness or somebody with a good heart. You know what I'm saying? And somebody that's been through a whole bunch. So experience is my experience can help others. So I see what Jackie Robinson is saying there, and that to me is a great quote. All right. So next on our itinerary, y'all know what time it is. It's time for me to plug my artwork. All right. So here's one form of my artwork. I know it shows up backwards on my screen. I don't know if it shows up backwards on y'all screen, but it's called The Seven Anomaly. It's a science fiction book that I wrote during COVID, when the pandemic hit, and they was telling us to socially distance. Well, I did a lot of my social distancing writing that book hidden, locked away in a closet. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes at work or even at the house, when some of the chapters I wrote here. So, and then the other thing is my other little side hustle business where I take pallet wood and make artwork. All right. This one right here says, as for me and my house, we will serve Yahuwah. All right. So if you would like some artwork done where you want me to put you some scriptures together and build you something, email me at, hold on, it's in little bitty letters. Email me at robdevartwoods@gmail.com. That's ROBDEVARTWOODS@gmail.com. All right. All right. Yes, sir. So now we about to get into it. All right. So let me pull up my info here. All right. So I think I want to talk about world news first. All right. We'll go let me go. I'll give y'all the topics real quick today on the itinerary. So we're going to talk about world news. We're going to talk about extraterrestrial news. All right. And y'all know that's going to have to do with the eclipse again. We're going to talk about war news, what's going on over across the pond. Excuse me. We're going to talk about entertainment news. We're going to talk about national news. The national news, the only thing I'm covering nationally this week is about these earthquakes. All right. Health news, sports news, weather news, political news. And then, of course, at the end of the video, I'll have my channel plug of the day where I plug somebody's channel. But y'all going to have to wait to see that. All right. All right. So, yeah, I think I want to start with world news. All right, let's see here. All right, so the first bit of world news today will be have to do with Mexico and Ecuador. All right, Mexico cuts ties with Ecuador after police raid embassy. What's this about? All right, let's see here. And this happened on, it says April 7, 2024. All right. All right. Where'd it go? Oh, well, hold on. We're not trying to. Hold up. All right. It says Ecuador's police nabbed their former vice president in Mexico's embassy by force, causing Mexico to cut diplomatic ties. Now, so I don't know if you guys have ever paid attention to embassies, all right, but what an embassy is, it's like Switzerland, all right? It's like independent land where you can go and not be you cannot be trailed by any political any nation's government or something like that. It's supposed to be neutral ground, all right? And so they went into neutral ground, all right, Ecuador's police went into neutral ground, all right, in Mexico at Ecuador's embassy in Mexico, and they went in there and took uh, the former vice president by force, and now Mexico has cut diplomatic ties with Ecuador. And the title of the title of this episode is the world in turmoil. As we look at all these different countries that's sharing this earth, everybody is starting to fall out with everybody. It's getting crazy. All right. Now, in other world news, let's see here. Let me see if I can find it. The other world news that I have for you guys, I wanted to, let's see. Nope, that's not the one. Give me a second. There it is right there. All right. This one is coming from First Post. That the last article that I read, that was from AlJazeera.com. This one is coming from First Post. All right. It says 30 years since the Rwandan genocide. What will the week-long commemoration in the African nation look like? All right. Sunday, today, Rwanda will see a week-long commemoration marking 30 years since the genocide claimed 800,000 lives in the East African country. Wow. All right, let me read a little bit more of this one. It says Rwanda has begun a somber week of commemoration starting this Sunday, starting today. The East African country is marking 3 decades since the genocide that saw the massacre of around 800,000 people, predominantly Tutsis, but also moderate Hutus, in a spree of violence that shook the world in 1994. See, in 94, I was 19. I was not paying attention to this. In 1994, I was a student at the University of Oklahoma. So I definitely wasn't paying attention to this. Man. Wow. I did not know 800,000 people got wiped out like that. I'd heard about the Rwandan genocide. I never watched that movie about Rwanda. I guess it was called Hotel Rwanda. Hey, shout out to Israelite Talk TV. What's up, Ak? Ak popping in on me. All right. But it says President Paul Kagame, who led the Rwandan Patriotic Front to halt the genocide, is leading the nation as it reflects on its traumatic past while striving for reconciliation and unity. This week's events will begin with President Kagame lighting a remembrance flame at the Kigali Genocide Memorial, where the remains of over 250,000 victims are believed to be buried. That is insane. Man, that's crazy. Like I said, back in 1994, I didn't even know this was going on. So shout out to the Rwandan government for memorializing they all those lost loved ones, you know what I'm saying? And you know, showing, I mean, you can't get a life back, but you can show that, hey, we recognize that this did happen and it's crazy, you know what I'm saying? Hey, what's up, Mr. Real Talk? Yeah, that's a lot of people, man. That's a lot of people that went down on. So, man, I didn't realize, like I said, I was so young back then, I wasn't paying attention to world news. But 800,000, man, that's close to 1 million people, man. I ain't, me personally, I ain't never been around that many people. So I can't even imagine. I've gone to a bunch of football games and some basketball games and stuff like that. I've been in places where there was more than 80,000 people. And that looked like a sea of people to me. 80,000 looked like a lot. So I can't even imagine 800,000. That's crazy. But let's see here. All right, so that's gonna do it with the world news. All right, so now we're gonna go into let's see, Mr. Real Talk posted something. I was 16 in 1994. I definitely wasn't paying attention. Let me finish that. I definitely wasn't paying attention to things like this, but I do remember hearing of this. Yep. Shout out Dawid Hadera. Shout out. All respect to you, my brother. All right. Uh, Now let's go into the extraterrestrial news. All right. Uh, and this is about about some scientific stuff that's going on with this eclipse. All right. And y'all already know. Uh, Y'all already know that these people want to get their hands on some more information to lie to us about. You know what I'm saying? I think the Most High is he gonna he gonna get this stuff right though, sooner than later, sooner than we think. You know what I'm saying? All right, this article right here is coming from where am I at? I'm on livemint.com. It's either live mint or live mint. All right, but it's a Mint article, and the title is "What Scientists Can Learn from the Total Solar Eclipse of 2024 in the U.S." All right, and this article is from. I'm noticing that more and more of these articles are Associated Press. They not tying people's direct names to them, and some of these articles, these people don't want criticism. I already know, you know what I'm saying, or they're being told, "Hey, write this and don't be, don't be putting out all our information out there. You put out what we give you." You know what I'm saying? I'm noticing, more and more of that. All right, it says, when a rare total eclipse sweeps across North America on Monday, scientists will be able to gather invaluable data on everything from the sun's atmosphere to strange animal behaviors and even possible effects on humans. It comes with the sun near the peak of its 11-year cycle. All right, so what I learned when I researched this, I just, it didn't take me long to go on Google and look it up. So every 11 or 12 years, the sun reverses its polarity or something like that. So as the sun reverses its polarity, when the moon, and I don't know if this is supposed to happen directly when the moon, blocks out the sun for those 4 minutes and 20 seconds or whatever it is. But they say the corona is going to be like, there's a possibility that around the moon, the corona of the sun, the little light that's still going to be around the moon, is going to be like exploding, and you'll be able to see a little, some neat stuff going on and stuff. I don't know, but when I told y'all last week about them shooting them rockets up there, I was talking to my wife about this. And when told y'all they were shooting them rockets up there to study the ionosphere, man, they mess around and be trying to do something nefarious up there, shooting them rockets up there. You know what I'm saying? And why shoot the rockets if the sun and the moon ain't close? I ain't fit to jump on the flat earth bandwagon all the way, but they be making some sense on some stuff. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's this is very, very interesting. You know what I'm saying? It says it comes with the sun near the peak of its 11-year solar cycle, reverse, polarity, setting the stage for a breathtaking display. The corona will glow spectacularly from the moon's silhouette along the path of totality, a corridor stretching from Mexico to Canada, throughout the United States. All right, and throughout the United States. All right. I don't want to hear what the NASA official has to say. They're calling it a celestial event. All right. The U.S. Space Agency is one of the institutions at the ready for the eclipse, with plans to launch so-called, they put that in the article now, so-called sounding rockets to study the effects of Earth's upper atmosphere. Yeah, this is going to be very interesting. All right. I'm going to read one more paragraph. It says, when the moon passes directly in front of the sun and blocks it, the elusive outermost edge of the sun's atmosphere, or corona, will be visible in a very special way, Melroy said. All right, that's I guess that's one of them NASA guys or whatever. But all right, if you guys want to go finish this article, you can go on livemint.com. And I'll tell you the title again: What Scientists Can Learn from the Total Solar Eclipse of 2024. All right. I think this ain't all of they not being all the way honest with us with what they trying to do. You know what I'm saying? That's just me. I don't trust nothing these days in totality. I don't trust nothing in totality. They ain't never gonna give us all the way truth. All right. So now let's look at some of the war news going on. I have more Israel this week than Russia news. You know what I'm saying? Because we know Russia over there doing their thing, but that's white on white crime. So I ain't too concerned. You know what I'm saying? Let them people do their thing over there. The Most High, he said he gonna bring them against each other anyway. So, but let's go check out a few things that have come out of Israel. The first thing, uh, let's see here. All right, I'm gonna get to that here in a minute. All right, there's a video that I want y'all to watch. You know what I'm saying? And matter of fact, let's go ahead and watch that video right now because it has something to do with the eclipse. Y'all, this is from Wion, Wion, on YouTube. All right, it's I think it's 2 minutes. It's only 2 minutes long. So let's see what this video got to say real quick.
Now, ahead of the much-awaited total solar eclipse, U.S. intelligence officials have issued a warning to people to be cautious at large gatherings, fearing threats from extremists. On Monday, large parts of North America will witness a total solar eclipse. In its path, several areas like Texas, New York, Oklahoma, Illinois, Maine, and others will come under its darkness for around 4 minutes. As anticipation builds up to witness this celestial phenomenon, intel reports claim the FBI and Homeland Security are increasingly worried about threats from ISIS and lone wolves in the United States. The Intel Bulletin has specifically warned people to be cautious at mass gatherings such as sports stadiums, concert venues, or houses of worship, fearing extremist attacks. The warning is similar to the one United States officials gave in Russia on March 7th, where U.S. Embassy publicly announced it was monitoring reports to target large gatherings in Moscow, including concert halls. Though the warning came 2 weeks before the Crocus City Hall attack, it had warned people to avoid large gatherings over the next 48 hours. Meanwhile, the total solar eclipse has prompted many states in the United States to declare state of emergencies as state and local officials look to free up resources as they prepare for an influx of tourists for the nation's first solar eclipse in 7 years. New York and counties in Texas are bracing for a large number of visitors. Canada's Niagara region has also issued a state of emergency as officials in Niagara Falls in Ontario also expect up to millions of tourists to observe the rare phenomenon.
All right, I think that's about it right there. So they're they're telling us to be precautious about large gatherings on tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, I'm gonna be posted up at the hizzy. I'm gonna be here at the house. I ain't playing with them. Don't get me wrong. I'm human. I had thoughts to drive over to Arkansas and get a view of totality, but then my wife's skepticism and she was like, "I ain't doing that." And then I thought about it and I was like, "Nah, she probably right." So yeah, she helped keep me grounded. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, we gonna chill here at the house, man, and if them folks want to do some stupid stuff out there, man, y'all just be careful out there too. Now, one thing I did want to point out about this video right here, this is Wion, however you say it. All right, this is an Indian, the country of India. This is an Indian news platform, right? They warning their people. How many of our national people have warned the Hebrews? How many of our black people done warned us to be careful out there tomorrow? Because they want us to assimilate and do everything that they do. All right? We not them. You know what I'm saying? So y'all be careful out there tomorrow. If you in the path of totality, and we discussed this at work Friday. Cell towers in a lot of these towns and a lot of these places where totality is going to happen, all right, cell towers is not going to be able to handle the influx of people and the influx of communicative devices. Imagine if your device don't even work. You know what I'm saying? Imagine if something going down and, it's a town, let's say a small town over there in Arkansas, you know what I'm saying, of 20,000. But they population triples because of the eclipse. You got, let's say you end up with 60,000 people there. Them cell towers might not be able to handle that kind of workload, that kind of stress. You know what I'm saying? And if something do go down in this country, or something do happen, some spectacular event happen, and catastrophe happens, you know what I'm saying, and you can't communicate, man, you might be a sitting duck out there. You know what I'm saying? The mass hysteria. Can you imagine how fear will engulf a group, and then people could get trampled? People, I mean, it could be like when you read in the scriptures where Gideon was going up against the army, and he just had 300 men. They didn't even have to fight him. Them people fought themselves. Them people took themselves out in the dark. You know what I'm saying? So imagine something like that happening during the eclipse, man. And I'm not trying to be, far-fetched dude, or make stuff up and be controversial, but at the same time, man, that stuff be real. Especially here, this world is in turmoil right now, and this world is under judgment, and we just got to make sure that we in the Most High's pocket. You know what I'm saying? Shoot, right, Mr. Real Talk. Them situations could become death traps. You know what I'm saying? So, what does the word say? The nations are dismayed at the signs in the sky, but we are not supposed to be dismayed. Hey, what's up, Ock Mitch? What's up? What's up? Shout out. All right. Let's see here. All right, back to the itinerary. What's next? Oh yeah, we're just gonna talk about war news. All right. So let's go. Let's see. And I got a video this morning from one of my ox that told me that over there in Israel right now as we speak, they are protesting. You know what I'm saying? They protesting Netanyahu. They want him up out of there. They want the hostages back. They over there, they had 100,000 people at a protest just here recently, the last day or two. They over there protesting big time. Them people is not the people, man. They supposed to be unified and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And they over there in disarray because the Most High is tearing that stuff up. He know it's fake. You know what I'm saying? So they protest, and half of them probably don't even know what they protesting, man. They over there shedding all that innocent blood in the Gaza Strip and stuff. Just crazy. You know what I'm saying? But let's see here. Nope, that's eclipse. All right, here we go. Here we go. All right, this is gonna come from Al Jazeera. All right, it says Israel may have started a forever war in Gaza. As Israel continues the war in Gaza with no indication of a victory. Y'all hear that? That's condemning right there. As Israel continues the war in Gaza with no indication of a victory, it risks fomenting endless conflict. How is this the nation that fits with what the scriptures say? That stuff is crazy. All right, it says, after 6 months of relentless attacks on Gaza, Israel remains no closer to a victory than it has been at any point since October of last year. Whether it has plans for the enclave beyond the fighting remains unknown, while more than 33,000 people, the majority women and children, lie dead. See, when the Father reshapes the earth and gives it back to us, because we will now be willing participants of his rules and instructions, and we will have the desire and the know-how and the knowledge and the passion to carry out, his instructions and show the world how to appease him. When we get that power, we not gonna be doing stupid stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Now, don't get me wrong. I said this before. All right. When the Father tell you to go do something and he tell you to wipe out everybody, you're supposed to wipe out everybody. You know what I'm saying? But the Father, his intentions are pure, and his intentions are righteous judgment. These people just doing it just because they want to cleanse that land over there and build them some new mansions and stuff when trying to get rid of them people. They have intentions of taking over the Gaza Strip. You know what I'm saying? They not this is more than just trying to get back for October 7th. This is more than that. What they're doing, they want that land too at the end of the day. All right, they want that little piece of land because it's a nice little stretch, and it's right there on the Mediterranean. So, yep. But it says more than 75,000 people have been injured, and most of the population has been displaced. They trying to get that land. You know what I'm saying? So, man, Israel ain't slick. We ain't listening to that stuff. All right. Here's an article from First Post. It says, a death wish of Western civilization, says Boris Johnson on proposal to stop arms sales to Israel. This is an article from First Post staff. Nobody wants to claim responsibility for this article. They didn't put no name there, so you can't criticize them or whatever. But this was posted on April 6, 2024. It says a political debate erupted after death of 3 British aid workers in Israeli airstrikes in Gaza, with around 600 lawyers, including ex-Supreme Court justices, writing to PM Rishi Sunak and Foreign Secretary David Cameron to end arms sale to Israel, but Boris Johnson disagrees. Of course, Boris Johnson disagrees. He's the former British Prime Minister. Of course, he disagrees. All right. He says it would be a death wish of Western civilization if it agreed to recent calls for an arms embargo on Israel by UK lawmakers and former Supreme Court justices. Just like senators and House of Representatives is calling for a ceasefire on Israel, the UK leaders is doing it too. They like, look, man, y'all drawing too much attention. Y'all got to slow down. You know what I'm saying? Y'all doing too much, and people of the world is seeing, they starting to notice y'all ain't the people. You know what I'm saying? So and I mean, but they couldn't escape it anyway. This stuff, those of us who are intelligent, and those of us who do our research, and those of us who don't want to get caught up in this system, and when the Most High come back and reset everything, all right, we don't want to be a part of that. We want to be spared. So we don't want our hands bloody. All right. So that's why we paying attention, and we keep our hands out of that stuff. Let them people do what they gonna do, because judgment gonna be upon them for doing that. You know what I'm saying? And so it says, if you want an example of the death wish of Western civilization, I give you the current proposal from members of the British establishment that this country should ban arms sales to Israel, Johnson wrote in a column. And basically he's saying, if we stop helping Israel, you know what I'm saying, it's going to be the death of Western civilization. Why? Because they the one that created Israel anyway. Them people did. They the one that created Israel. You know what I'm saying? So they like, no, we can't stop helping them because we did this. You know what I'm saying? They in on it. And they can't have their hands clean, so they got to go full tilt. They got to go all in. You know what I'm saying? And he gonna tell them, no, we can't stop doing what we did. We can't stop. So, all right. Let's see here. All right, back to the we're not on the itinerary. I had something for the Russia-Ukraine war. All right, so check this one out. All right, what'd you say? They know the secret. That's why they said that. Right. They know who the real people is, and they know that they got to keep the facade as long as possible. You know what I'm saying? All right. So this is Ukrainian and Russia war news. It says Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky issued the gravest warning about his country's deteriorating air defense inventory since the start of the war with Russia. He said that Ukraine could not run out of air defense missiles if Russia continues its intense long range bombing campaign. Russia has been hitting Ukrainian energy systems, towns, and cities for weeks now. Moscow has been employing a broad arsenal of weapons ranging from missiles to drones. All right. So Zelensky is again, they done got billions from the United States, and I don't know how much money that they've gotten from all the other countries that decided that poor Ukraine. We gotta, even though Ukraine land is Russia's land, all right, and Russia gave them a chance to not be at war by simply telling them don't join NATO. We won't tear your stuff up if you don't join NATO. But of course, Ukraine want to do their own thing because they listen to Western civilization, right? So now they getting that work. And like I said earlier, though, that's white on white crime. We not gonna be a part of that anyway. But now Zelensky talking about we don't have enough air raid defense to continue to sustain ourselves from Russia's air attacks. And I mean, just like Israel saying they need aid. Now Ukraine and Israel, they basically fighting for aid. They fighting for self-defense. You know what I'm saying? Hey, y'all can't leave us out. Hey, y'all can't leave us. That's where we at now. And the Most High has got all this stuff in turmoil because their time is up. You know what I'm saying? All right. The chickens have come home to roost, is what they say. All right. So, all right, now let's go into some more of our itinerary. All right, that was war news. All right, so now we're gonna go to entertainment news. All right, and these next ones ain't gonna be very long at all. I wanted to get through the longer sections, the eclipse, the war news and stuff like that. All right, and world news. All right, so entertainment news. I was going to talk about P. Diddy. There's enough people on YouTube talking about P. Diddy, so I'm gonna leave P. Diddy alone, even though 50 Cent been tearing his tail up. But no pun intended. I didn't mean to say that. that came out wrong. My bad. Yeah. But so I wanted to talk about. So I'm a rapper. You know what I'm saying, and I like music. I want to talk about J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar, the little rap beef, because I got a couple of thoughts. My first thought is this: I don't want that situation to turn into Tupac and Biggie, because what did that do to our youth back in the mid to late 90s? That made us, fight each other even more. That made us go at each other even more, man. And so I don't want. But of course, we know that the powers that be, the people that run this music industry, they want the drama because drama sells. All right, Negroes killing Negroes, that sells. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want that to be the case here. You know what I'm saying? It kind of breaks my heart in a sense that we haven't learned from our past, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to this stuff. All right. Kendrick Lamar is big, but so is J. Cole. And Drake gonna be in the middle of it too, because Kendrick Lamar went at both of them. Now, let me also add this little element to that. Kendrick Lamar has called himself an Israelite. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I know J. Cole, he rocking the dreads, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know what his background or his biblical affiliation is or what. I don't know what he on that. He's a very conscious brother. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if he's Muslim. I don't know. But from my viewpoint, outside looking in, Kendrick is saying, look, man, I don't want to be compared to y'all no more. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to be tiered. I don't want to be tiered with y'all no more. Kendrick, you know what I'm saying? He kind of put it like if I did that, I would have put it like that. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no big three. It's just big me. You know what I'm saying? Not calling myself a god or nothing like that, but I ain't on what y'all on. So don't put me in y'all stuff as equals with y'all no more. Hebrew Israelites, we do that. We don't want to be equal with the system. We don't want to be tied to the system. We want to be equal with these other people because the Most High didn't equal us with these most people with these other people. You know what I'm saying? We fail to realize the exalted mantle that we possessed. We failed to realize that. And then to go through all these years of oppression and beatings and mutilation and murder and all that stuff as part of the punishment, only to get to the point where we started at. The Most High is going to re-exalt us. You know what I'm saying? And of course, I understand we had to go through this, but at the same time, I see what Kendrick Lamar. I think I see what he's doing. Like I said, he calls himself an Israelite. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, you go back to his third album. That album was fire, man. And of course, I gotta admit, J. Cole had some hard bars, man. He had some hard bars. He said the bar where he said he would humble Kendrick Lamar, and Kendrick Lamar had that song called "Humble." Man, entertainment wise, it's entertaining, but the fact that we Hebrews, it overplays, and they fixing to make this a national thing, man. I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully something happened where it don't go where it can go. You know what I'm saying? And they talking about guns and violence and all that stuff in the bars, in the lyrics. Yeah, I don't want to see that. You know what I'm saying? At the time, I didn't know what I was seeing with the Tupac and Biggie stuff. I didn't know what it was until I got some sense about me and the Most High put some wisdom in me. That's not good for our people. All right. Now let's go to national news. We're gonna talk about these earthquakes. All right. Now I know everybody's heard about the earthquake in New York, right? 4.8. They said it was felt all the way. It was felt in parts of Canada. These earthquakes is part of the end catastrophic events, y'all. We're gonna have to own up to that. I was telling my wife the other day when if a big one hit Oklahoma in February, we had a 5.1. All right, we had a 5.1 earthquake in Oklahoma just 2 months ago. In fact, at the beginning of February. So I mean, when the 6s and 7s and 8s start hitting, all you can do, you're going to just walk outside, and this is the only thing you can do for an earthquake is get out of a building because it could collapse on you. Go outside and make sure the ground ain't opening up on you. That's all you can do. Pray to the Most High. All right. But I mean, beginning of this year in Japan, they had that 7 point something earthquake with a tsunami and all that stuff. These things are becoming more and more frequent. All right, they said I think that New York earthquake, that was the biggest one in 140 years. So I wanted to talk about that because I want you guys to remember, don't panic. The earthquakes is coming. Don't panic. Get out the building, go outside, and pay attention to the ground, and just hope it don't open up under you. All right, that's all I can tell you on that one. All right. Let's see here. Health news. Let me go to this article real quick. I want to read this article on water. All right. Last week we talked about sunlight. This week we're going to talk about water. We're getting close to my time being up. So let me find this article real quick. And then we're going to do sports after this one. That sports one is funny. All right, where'd the water article go? There it is, right there. Boom. All right. So it says the 7 healthiest waters to drink. All right. As we continue to stumble and fumble our way through this world, we want to continue to treat our bodies better so we can sustain. We can be in a mental and physical state to. Maybe if the Most High is going to spare us, you know what I'm saying, we'll have to be able to do it not only mentally and spiritually, but we have to be able to physically survive what's coming too. All right. Says spring water is considered the healthiest water to drink because it contains essential minerals such as calcium, magnesium, sodium, and potassium. As the name implies, the water comes from a spring or underground source. It is the purest form of water since it is natural and organic without any treatment. So that's number one. All right. It says, what do you think about them trying to hide Joel 2:10, 2:31? I read Joel 2:10 earlier. Hold on, let me go back to it real quick. Let me get back to it. Yeah, I read that. That was the scripture of the week right there. We're on the same page, huh? It says, before them earth trembles, heaven shakes, sun and moon are darkened, and stars withdraw their brightness. We don't see any of that stuff in the news. All we see it depicted as is the great American eclipse. The media is not tying it to end time events. All right. Now, churches, of course, the religious sect, that sector is tying it to end time events, but they're tying it. They have an incomplete knowledge of what's really gonna happen. They have an incomplete knowledge and a falsified knowledge of what's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? And then you said 231. Oh, let's see if my Tanakh got 31. Nope. So 31 would be Joel 3 and 4. It says the sun shall turn in the darkness and the moon in the blood. It says, because it's obvious that if the great day hasn't come yet, that it means it's coming in near future. Right. These are signs, like I said at the beginning of this, these are signs for either for the nations, for Israel, or for a combination of both. And I tend to believe that this sign of the eclipse and the several blood moons that have happened before this eclipse are signs to both us and the nations that the end is near. That's why all these distractions is happening. That's why we got the P. Diddy news. They don't want Israelites paying attention to this. They want Israelites paying attention to P. Diddy. They want Israelites paying attention to the NBA playoffs. They distracting us big time. All right, the circus that's a real thing. All right, they turn it into something different, and they know we're gonna watch our TVs and we're gonna watch our devices. They know that. So a lot of our people, man, is lost in the sauce for real. You know what I'm saying? Yep. Strangers of Israel says, "Seek the Most High while He may be found." Fam, now is the time, because I say this, Luke. I say this knowing that the Most High operates. He controls all time. But it's only a couple of days left before this thing get reset. And I ain't talking about a couple of days as in Tuesday and Wednesday. No, that's not what I'm saying. We are at the end. You know what I'm saying? Israelite Talk TV says, I believe we're moving closer because the Israelis are getting their tail kicked over there in the Middle East. They getting smashed over there, man. And ain't nothing going right for them. Ain't nothing going right for them. All right. And every time they try to explain themselves, they try to give a European explanation. All right. They don't even, you know what I'm saying? They don't even consider us as the people, you know what I'm saying? But they know the truth. They are trying to suppress that. That's the biggest lie of all time right there. What religion has done to who the people of God are. That's the biggest lie of all time. You know what I'm saying? This eclipse is telling them, y'all time is up. You know what I'm saying? It's like a clock. You know what I'm saying? The clock about to strike 12. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting my mind ready. I'm trying to get my body ready. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't know what's gonna happen. I mean, what happens if they lose and get kicked out the land? Oh, it faded on me. Said Israelite Talk TV says, I mean, what happens if they lose and get kicked out the land? That would be heart shattering to the world. Oh my! You're right, You're right. But I mean, and that's what's gonna happen. The Father said He bringing them. You know what I'm saying? He bringing the nations to the valley of Jehoshaphat. Everything's going to be centered on the land. You know what I'm saying? And to be honest, I can see similarities in America and the Middle East over there. The people that are saying that Israel, true Israel, the land is over here. We gonna find out soon enough. You know what I'm saying? But I don't see, the Father bringing all these nations over here like the Valley of Jehoshaphat is over here. Now, if we start seeing it, then so be it. But I haven't seen that yet. But I have seen them nations over there tied to that fake Israel. I've seen the world nations starting to be tied to that fake Israel. So, hey, you know what I'm saying? This thing is all shaking out the way it's supposed to. It's playing out the way it's supposed to, and the truth is going to be revealed. All what Cat Williams say, 2024 is the year of truth. This stuff is crazy. All right, going to my final. Let me finish this health topic real quick. Says mineral water. That's number two. The number two best water. All right, Ox says shaking and baking. All right, the third best water is distilled water. Now I was told years ago that distilled water ain't that healthy because it has nothing in it. But I mean, it says right here, the above two types of water are derived from natural sources and undergo no treatment. The rest of this list is water undergoing treatment or filtration. Some claim that filtered water is no longer healthy because it also filters the essential minerals in the water that offer it its health benefits. Therefore, they are ranked lower on this list because they lose some of their health benefits due to the filtration of the mineral content. With that said, distilled water is one of the healthiest waters to drink since it has been treated through a process known as distillation. The distillation method involves boiling the water until it turns into vapor. The vapor is converted into liquid form through the condensation process. It undergoes several purification processes to remove harmful contaminants from the water, ensuring it is safe to drink. So distilled water is the third best water to drink. The fourth best water to drink is purified water. All right. The fifth best water to drink is alkaline water. It has a higher pH than tap water at 8 or above. The natural pH level is 7. Alkaline water ranks as one of the healthiest waters to drink because it contains properties that fight free radicals in the body. All right. The number 6 water is reverse osmosis water. That's your Dasanis and those. I don't drink reverse osmosis water anymore because they say Dasani does other things to it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't trust Dasani. I don't trust Coca-Cola. So, and then 7 is structured water. That's the 7 best waters to drink. That's in our health section. I think I got 2 sections left. And let's see. Yep. I got the sports section and then the political section. All right, so sports. All right, so yeah, I'm gonna talk about Caitlin Clark real quick because I'm I stay mad at how the media. I stay mad at how the media pushes this non-melanated agenda. You know what I'm saying? On us athletes. Well, I say us athletes because I played, but on the world in general. You know what I'm saying? So Caitlin Clark, she was part of the most watched college women's basketball game ever. All right. 14.2 million viewed that game Friday night. All right. And they supposed to have an even higher viewing for the championship today. With that being said, all right, I get so sick of this agenda that they've got her. They're pushing her. You know, this is so frustrating. You know what I'm saying? They're saying that she can play with men. They're saying she's the best ever, best woman player ever. She ain't done nothing. All right. But the other thing that makes me mad, and of course I'm not rooting for nobody in this because I don't like the other side of it either. The head coach for South Carolina, she has this masculine agenda where she's pushing that they're equal to men too. So I don't, and of course, if you've ever done your research on South Carolina's coach, all right, she's a gay woman, and she, acts like she, is just like a guy. So I don't agree with that mindset, and that I don't agree with any of that stuff. So I ain't rooting for either side. They can do what they want. I ain't watching it. You know what I'm saying? But it frustrates me how how they just keep pushing this agenda. It's one of them things that I can't wait for it to end. You know what I'm saying? And I know this is not this is not as big as what's going on with the eclipse being assigned to us, and how the real people will be revealed in real soon. I know this is not as big as that, but because I have a sports section, this is what I decided to cover because it's very annoying. All right, women and men are different, and that's just what it is. And I don't agree with the agenda. All right, last thing I wanted to talk about. All right, political news. So there's a report out there that China could possibly influence elections going forward. Now, I don't think there's going to be too many more elections going forward myself. You know what I'm saying? But all right, where is it at? There it is, right there. All right, so this is coming from First Post. All right, it was posted on April 6, 2024. It says, in a recent blog post, software giant Microsoft has raised concerns about China's potential use of AI-generated content to advance its interests, especially with major elections scheduled in countries like India, South Korea, and the United States this year. All right? I'm glad I don't vote no more. That stuff I ain't even tired of that stuff no more. All right? I want the Most High only to be over me. I'm not gonna vote for a bunch of peons to be over me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna do it. All right, those people are not qualified to lead us. All right, only Hebrews are qualified to lead Hebrews, and that's in Tanakh. All right, it says the blog drawing interest from Microsoft Threat Intelligence references the latest East Asia report titled "Same Targets, New Playbooks." East Asia threat actors employ unique methods. All right. So that's it says with significant elections unfolding worldwide, particularly in India, South Korea, and the United States, we anticipate that China will leverage AI generated content to influence outcomes in its favor, the blog highlighted. All right. The report also highlights the involvement of North Korean cyber threat actors in targeting elections in these three countries. Look, the turmoil in this world is at an all-time high. All right. The imminent threat of this American utopia is at an all-time high. And who are we to be mad about it? All right. This country has done everything to us. All right. Everything under the sun that can be done to a group of people has happened to us. All right. So at the end of the day, what's coming, you know what I'm saying? We just got to get ready for it because it's prophesied. It is what it is. And what you want to make sure that you are doing is aligning yourself with the Most High. You know, me and my ox, we talk about being in Yahuwah's pocket. That's where you want to be. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't aligning yourself with his ways, all right, with his statutes, his laws, and his commandments, all right, with his Torah, with his instructions, if you ain't trying to do what you read and you ain't serving him alone and giving him all the prestige and all the glory and all the splendor, he might not be merciful to you. All right. So, all right, with all that said, that's going to basically that's the end of the topics in the live. Let me get the channel plug of the day out there. So the first week I plugged K.O.I University, you know what I'm saying, and our sister channel Israelite Talk TV, who happened to be in the comments today, and then last week I plugged a channel that I've been following for about the last 5 or 6 months, Malkiah Uriel. Y'all go look him up on YouTube, man. The brother, it does a good job of sharing information from the Tanakh. You know what I'm saying? And he interacts with those who have questions and stuff. So that if you guys got questions, you got places you can go. You go to K.O.I University. You go to Malki Uriel. Today's channel plug of the week, G Dash. I don't know if any of you guys watch G Dash, but that brother he has a special skilled eye for breaking down stuff that Hollywood put the truth that Hollywood puts in television and movies. You know what I'm saying? That brother, he does a great job of sharing information and he ties it to scripture. You know what I'm saying? So I want to give that brother a shout out and you guys go over there and check his channel if you ain't already following him. All right. So last thing I want to do, I want to replug the book. All right, go check it out. The Seven Anomaly by Robert Devine. You can get it on Amazon or where most books are sold. All right. All right. My other side art hustle. I take these pallets, I cut them down, and I spice them up. You know what I'm saying? The Most High gave me a gift to use my hands like that, man, and so I try to put them to use. All credit to him. You know what I'm saying? All credit to Yahuwah. All right, let me get in the comment section and see if I missed something you guys have said. Let's see here. Who all jumped in here today? All right. Let's see here. We had Strangers Among Israel. We had Mr. Real Talk. We had Dawit Hadera. Shout out to you, my brothers. We had Yashabam. Shout out. Who is this right here? CC Chi. All right, CC Chi, shout out. All right, I appreciate you stopping by the channel. All right, Mitch, what it do, man? Shoot, it's good to see you here, man. The artwood is tight. Hey, that's a light flex. You know what I'm saying? I'm just playing. That's one of them young quotes I decided to use. I work at a college campus, man, so I be taking what the kids be saying sometimes. You know what I'm saying? And of course, I got some of my young seeds still in the house, and they don't think it's cool that dad talk like that. But it is what it is, man. Shoot. All right, shout out Israelite Talk TV. Ak, I appreciate you stopping through, man. Let's see here. I want to say this again. Strangers Among Israel said, "Seek the Most High while He can be found." Hey, it's gonna come a time where he gonna say, "That's it." The remnant that's in, that's the ones that's in. All right. The remnant of the nations that's in, that's the ones that's in. The remnant of Israel that's in, that's the ones that's in. All right. It's gonna stop. Let's see. All right, I think that's it. It says, strangers of Israel, I think talking about the water, it said, purified as poop water, city water. Don't drink it, fam. He also said, G-Dash, go check him out. All right, so, yeah, man. Like I said, appreciate everybody stopping through on the live. Oh, hold on, I missed something CC Chi said. I'm following Isaiah 26, 20 through 21 instructions. All right, let me go see what that says real quick before we hop off of here. Isaiah 26. Verses 20 through 21. All right. I'm sure I'm going to go look at it. And I've been in Isaiah, man. I've been in Isaiah, Ezekiel, and Jeremiah like none other, boy. Man. Let's see. Isaiah 26, 20 and 21. All right. Isaiah 26, 20 and 21. Go, my people, enter your chambers and lock your doors behind you. Hide but a little moment until the indignation passes. For lo, Yahuwah shall come forth from seclusion to punish the dwellers of the earth for their iniquity. And the earth shall disclose its bloodshed and shall no longer conceal its slain. And this is going to be one of the verses that I do when I do my last video on my series, all right? When I do the video called Earthquake tomorrow, all right? That's one of the videos, that's one of the verses that's going to be in there, all right? I remember seeing that verse, and I forgot that was that verse. So shout out CC Chi for sharing that with us, all right? Listen, you guys, be careful tomorrow. All right, don't play with it. I was all hyped about a month ago. I was going to drive over to Arkansas and I was going to see totality. And then my wife talked some sense into me. You know what I'm saying? So I thought I pondered for 2 or 3 days and was like, man, she right. So yeah, it's crazy, man. But y'all be careful out there. Don't do anything that goes against y'all's Torah. All right. Be good to your fam. Be respectful to your elders, as it talks about in Leviticus. You know what I'm saying? And until next video, man. You guys be cool. Be safe. Much love. Shalom, shalom.